and dear friends, a warm wishes to everyone. I do not have any financial interest in my topic. Long-term results of femto-assisted deeper corneal stromal cross-linking in early and established keratoconus. The purpose is to compare femto-assisted deeper corneal cross-linking outcomes with conventional procedures and to prove the concept of deeper stromal cross-linking better dampens progression of ectasias and to study the long-term outcomes of deeper stromal cross-linking. It's a prospective, non-randomized comparative clinical trial followed by a single-arm longitudinal analysis of femto-CXL subjects. Progressive keratoconus with pachymetry over 400 microns in the thinnest zone and with a good specular endothelial cell density were enrolled. Subjected into two groups. In femto-CXL group, a stromal pouch 140 to 160 microns in depth, 8 to 8.5 millimeters with 1 or 2 incisions was fashioned using femtosecond lasers, into which isotonic riboflavin was infused along with transepithelial application, followed by UV irradiance for 30 minutes. In conventional CXL group, a standard epi-off procedure of Dresden protocol was employed. This is a case of femto-assisted deeper corneal cross-linking in which an anterior stromal pouch was made 8 to 8.5 millimeters in diameter, 140 microns in depth from the anterior cornea, into which riboflavin was infused along with transepithelial application, followed by UV irradiance. The results were studied in two phases. In phase 1, vision, thinnest pachymetry, maximum and mean keratometry values, astigmatism were analyzed between femto-CXL and conventional CXL group by 1 year in addition to OCT-derived depth of demarcation line measured by 1 month. In phase 2, femto-CXL subjects were followed annually till the end of 3 years for stability using repeat measure statistics. 47 subjects in femto-CXL and 21 subjects in conventional CXL were enrolled. Phase 1 results. The uncorrected visual acuity improvement was by 2 Snellen's line in femto-CXL group and by 1 Snellen's line in conventional CXL, and the best corrected vision improvement was similar. The minimal central corneal pachymetry was well maintained in femto-CXL group, whereas it is reduced by 27 microns, which was statistically significant in conventional CXL group. So we could arrive at a conclusion: deeper stiffening of cornea reduced keratolysis and thinning of cornea. Cross-linking flattened corneas in both the groups significantly. Astigmatism reduced in femto-CXL by 0.32 diopters by 1 year. It is increased by 0.27 diopters in conventional CXL group, which was of clinical significance and no statistical significance. Interestingly, the depth of the demarcation line found in conventional CXL group was 243 microns, and the mean depth of demarcation line in femto-CXL group was 394 micron. In this particular image of A, we can see two demarcation lines, one corresponding to the level of the anterior stromal pouch, and the second one, the depth of CXL activity, the deeper demarcation line, which is 394 microns. Comparing with historical samples with any type of procedure like conventional, transepithelial, accelerated, pulse, continuous light, ionotophoresis, comparing to all the procedures, femto-assisted deeper stromal cross-linking was the deepest. So femto-CXL stiffens posterior cornea as well, and there were no endothelial changes noted in either of the groups in terms of cell density, coefficient of variance, and hexagonality. In phase 2, a longitudinal analysis of femto-CXL group for 3 years. 44 cases were analyzed by 2 years and 42 cases after 3 years. Uncorrected vision marginally improved over a period of 3 years, 0.63 logmar and 0.61 logmar in second and the third year, and the best corrected vision was maintained at 69.16 logmar after 3 years. The pachymetry was well maintained after 2 and 3 years, 471 and 472 microns in the mean, and the astigmatism improved over a period of up to 2 years and stabilized well till 3-year end. We did notice a central haze, post-CXL haze in most of the cases, as the CXL activity is very deep, but it reduced over a period of 3 months and it was no more seen by 1 year. To conclude, cross-linking deeper than 250 microns could be achieved with femtolaser assisted stromal pouch for deeper diffusion of riboflavin than with conventional cross-linking procedures. And femto-assisted deep stromal cross-linked corneas remain stable with no progression after 3 years. What is well known? CXL activity stiffens cornea, and researchers and clinicians believe demarcation line as the depth of CXL activity. And what this paper added is creation of a stromal pouch for riboflavin enhances deeper diffusion of the dye and deeper CXL activity. In the present day scenario, the deepest demarcation line was observed in this cohort with larger case series of 47 eyes and with a longer follow-up period of over 3 years. Thank you.
Very nice study, Dr. Lionel.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, Dr. Sagar, Dr. Nayak, questions?
No, sir. It's absolutely.
Are you treating it with a cleavage plane or it's just an entry of injection here? Femto is created. Yeah.
It is creation of a pocket along with an incision of 1 millimeter, so that we enter into the pocket, infuse riboflavin.
But is there any cleavage on the cornea plane?
Is there any?
Any cleavage or just we do in femto, we make a flap or in smile, what we is the same thing? Or?
It is almost similar. Only thing is we don't make a vertical cut. It's only a horizontal cleavage along with a small incision, just like smile.
But if this cornea is already weak and you're creating a cleavage there on the cornea plane, don't you think it will affect the biomechanical stability?
The biomechanical stability gets weakened with vertical incisions on the cornea. That's where smile also overweighs than LASIK. So, and that is what was the research challenge we had with this paper, with this particular project. But over the period of 3 years, and now the early cases more than 5 years, we never noticed any weakening.
Is it the pouch only, or you're creating a cleavage? Or that's I wanted to know.
It's a pouch. It's a pouch along with an incision.
Right. Any more questions?
Cost factor, sir.
And Dr. Lyon,
yes.
There is a significant difference between the reduction in the astigmatism and that is, it comes to 0.6, around 6.6 diopter difference. So you might say that. So have you assessed this conventional cases up to 2-3 years, which you have assessed for the femto-assisted? So that might be probably that efficacy of this, they can prove that efficacy of that conventional is slightly less as compared to deeper cross-linking.
I got your point, sir. We had this comparative study. We had the endpoint by 12 months. And as an extension study, we only followed longitudinally the femto-CXL group. So probably I don't have an answer.
Not the conventional.
Yes, not the conventional group. So that was an extension study.
Okay, thank you.
But the economics, is it very much different now, the cost factors?
Cost factor, a license for femto is an addition. That's one reason we could not randomize the patient, because they have to pay also. That's why we had it as a non-randomized clinical controls study.
So because of the case, did you change your post-op protocol?
No, we didn't.